In this last part of our video, we wanted to look at East African countries' dementia spending. So this is the objective of our project. So over here we have the East African countries, and we have dementia spending, and under this column we have what we call model output, and this model output signifies what the spending has been attributed to. So the spending can be either down to community level, nursing home, facility based, or attributed dementia spending, which from the way I can see, it carries the highest value. All right, so this is perhaps what we are keen on. We want to look at the attributable dementia spending among East African countries and see how the trend changes over time. Great. So we had loaded our data, and then we had gone down to choose East African countries, and now this is the hypothesis or the objective of this study, and we want to look into it and see how to go about it more. All right, so once you have our East African countries and we want to look at the attributable dementia spending, we will start by saying, okay, we want to get the attributable spending. So that's our variable. And what we want to do here, we want to look at the East Africa data, okay? And then we do our pipe operator. And then we want to filter, okay, the model output. As I mentioned initially, the model output had different spending, spending parameters, either the community, the nursing, the facility. So we want specifically the attributable dementia spending. So we want to say in the model output, we want only something that equals to attributable dementia spending. So that is the data that we want specifically. So let us run that. So that has run, and then when you come here, you see how this has changed. So you can appreciate that we started with data which had 19,000 rows, and then East Africa had 100 rows, and then attributable spending has 19. So you see how we've gone down and made our data much manageable to work with. Okay, so what we want to do next, now we want to see our attributable spending. We want to see the trend of how it has been happening over time. So again, we'll do attributable spending, and then we will use our pipe operator. So again, all this is within the Tidyverse Tidyverse, let me say, workspace or something like that. So attributable spending, then pipe operator, and then now we want to use our ggplot function. So when I type ggplot, it is available within the ggplot2 package, which we installed together with within the Tidyverse package. And as you can see here, it allows us to do some visualization. Okay, so ggplot, and then we key in some certain let me say, as you can see here, there are some certain keyword arguments that we need to provide that allows us to use this package. So again, don't get hangover around the nitty-gritty details. All this will come up clearly later on as we continue with the series. So we want the aesthetics. So we want the year ID. Okay, so as you can see, coding is very easy. So we want the year ID, and then we want the value. Okay, then we want to see which country shows which kind of trend. Okay, and then we want it to be shown in some sort of line. Okay, so then I come down and then I run. Okay, great. So now you can see over here, so you can see there is a location name, there is Kenya, there is Tanzania, Uganda, and we can see how something is happening, in short. So that's normally where we start. We see that things are happening, but now we want to make more intuition behind this, and because our focus is only on trend, we can make this even more beautiful. All right, so another package that we might need in this case is ggthemes. So I can come here into packages and install. Okay, so I'll say ggthemes install. Then I know I want another package, scales, that allows us to play with the scales. Install. I don't want to restart. No, that is installed. So over here I'll say I need another package, library ggthemes, and I need another package, library scales. Okay, so we have those two packages. So just load them up. So I want to make my initial plot, which I had over here, a bit beautiful so that I can understand what is really happening. So I want my attributable spending data. I will take it through the pipe operator again, and then I will use ggplot for visualization. All right. Then again, I want the year ID. As you can see, we have the year down over here from until 2015. It goes beyond that. So I want the year ID. All right. I want the value, and I want the color to signify the location name as it has done. All right. Then I'll add. I want it still to be to show in line format as it has done here. Okay. And I want some points so I can see which year, what happens within which year. So let me just come here. So it is telling me I have an error up here. So let me just come up here and confirm geom line. Okay. That should work. Okay, so let me run that first and see what's happening. So sorry, it's geom point, not points. Then run that. Great. So now we can see we have some points within our plots. Great. So something is happening. So let us make it a bit more beautiful and presentable. So using our library scales, we want to edit the scale a little bit. So we want at least to have a title on the graph. So we want a title to be attributable dementia spending, and then we want a subtitle, for example, to be in East Africa, because we're dealing with in East African countries. In East Africa countries, sorry, let's get that. And then something else we want to label our axis. So the x-axis down there, we want it to be year, and our y-axis to be value, to signify the value. Okay, great. So I think we are fine until there. So we want the scale to be a little bit continuous, the y scale. Currently it's within the notations of we can see it is raised to the power of it is raised in the power value, sorry. So we want the scale to be a little bit continuous so that it can be easy to interpret the scale values. And the values should be labeled by comma. So if it is 1 million, it is 1, 00, 00. So that way at least it will be easier for us to understand what is happening. Yeah, and then we want it to have a minimal theme. So that's why we loaded ggthemes in the first place. So great. So until there, I think everything is good to go. So it's saying we have an error over here. So let us just see that error. Our value. Great. All right, let's load that up and then see what happens. Okay, so now you can see we have a better graph. I think you can appreciate now. We can read out the values. That was 10 with 7 zeros. So it was 1 with seven zeros and 2 with 7 zeros. That's why it was E plus 7. So at least we can make up the sense of this value over here. Okay, great. So that's how we can get our graphs looking more beautiful and much more presentable. And from there, we will see how to continue the project.